Okay, one thing I forgot when I was out to, when I made the video from the Quick Trip earlier today. Now, that's where the bigger Quick Trips. Now, Quick Trip seems to be making bigger stores. They're doing the same thing that Circle K is. Circle K used to have little stores, but all their newer ones seem to be bigger stores. That seems to be the trend they're going. Because there's one really super big Circle K up in Surprise. I've got a video from about 6 or 8 months ago from that particular Circle K. But the one thing the guy, the cashier, is a young guy, looked a little bit like my grandson Damien. And I asked him, I said, "Is your name Damien?" He goes, "No, my name is Isaac." So I told him, I said, "Hey, look, you remind me a little bit of my grandson Damien." He found that kind of interesting. Next I'm going to cover, now I've asked you several times if there's a particular video somebody wants me to make, particular visit a place, do a particular video, let me know. Now, if it's anything dangerous or illegal, I'm not going to do it. If somebody wants to do a collab video with me, leave a comment here on what you got in mind. If I'm up for it, it's something around here, within maybe 50 miles of where I live, you could visit one of the parks, or one of the mountain trails or something. If he's going to do a mountain park, you want to get up there. Now, like most of the Maricopa County parks open like about 5 in the morning, so you get up out bed about 4:30, get up there about 5, get to hiking by about 11, and then be out of there before the sun cooks your brain. A lot of them close. That's another thing I'm going to ask you. I've asked you several times. Now, a number of the county, the state, the federal parks around here in the valley. I don't think there's any federal parks but Phoenix, but they're all state and county parks. But anyway, when you have the super hot weather, they'll close the park about 11 o'clock. To anybody starting a new trail, then open it back up again later in the afternoon. Now, I'm of the opinion. Well, we need to do that because a lot of people get in trouble. A lot of people aren't prepared for as hot as it gets here. They'll get in trouble, and then the paramedics will have to go up and rescue them. Now, what I've suggested is that instead of closing the parks, because there's some extremophiles, there's some people that they like to get a hike on heat. They're accustomed to it, and they don't have any problems. But with me, I used to be able to do that, but I've had to kind of cut back on the time I spent out in the hot sun. But I'm saying instead of closing the parks, put up big old signs saying when it gets over a certain temperature, we will send the paramedics up there to get you. But they're going to go up there, when it cools down a little bit. We're not going to risk their lives to rescue you. I'm of the opinion they should do that. They should put big old signs making it clear. Of course, there are signs out there already, describing a heat stroke and heat-related problems. Those signs are out there, but they're kind of smaller signs, just showing somebody sweating profusely and looking real sick, which is what heat will do to you. That heat. There was a lady. I've covered her 2 or 3 times. Now, they discovered, they did a postmortem on her. It was in the news a few days ago. I don't think she was on YouTube, but she's prominent on one of the other platforms, TikTok or one of the other ones. She was one of the ones well-known on the other platforms that lived here in the valley, but she succumbed to the heat. She died out in the heat. And she was climbing to it. She was familiar. So the heat will kill you, even if you know how to handle it. So, you just want to be careful if you come to our hot, dry climate. To be prepared for, but be prepared for what the heat can do to you. Because even me, I've had days where the heat started getting to me, but I try to get out of it as quick as I can, so that it wasn't quite as big a deal. Okay, still love this crazy world. Still love all of you. Bye bye.